Welcome back. So what this video is going to be about is syncing tile maps between the server and all the clients. And you can go back and forth and adding and removing data. It's just a matter of how you set it up. But I'm just going to show you how I can click on a tile map, change a tile on the server, and then it propagates out to all the clients. So what I've started with here is just a regular tile map, just filled in. And what I'm going to do is when I click on one, I'm going to change its tile to something else and then have it show up on all the other clients. So to begin, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create an empty object. I'm going to make this my player object. I'm going to do a network object because this is going to be a networked object, meaning this is going to be over the network. And I need a script machine because I'm going to create a new script for the tile maps. Oop, misspelled that. Always get that spelling right. All right, we're going to get that. And then we also need to add our RPC and CMD script. Now this is that script that's mentioned in videos 1, 2, and all the others. It's important to understand how this works and that I am working in 2D. If you're in 3D, you want to change these and set these up however you want. I've gone over this quite a few times in the other videos, and it's very important that this script is how you want it, because this is the one you're going to be using all the time for everything. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we have our player. Okay, we've got everything on here. So the first thing we need to do is we need to think, how are we going to do this? So we have a server object that needs to change the tile map for all the other players. And we only want the server running it. So we're going to say on mouse input. Okay, so I want is server. Are you on the server? And then we also want is owner, because not only am I the server, I'm also the owner when I'm running this client inside of Unity. I am both the client and server, and then everybody else is just a client. So we want to do and. Okay, so only the one that is both the server and myself will be able to run this, because you may have 100 other players in here, and you only want that one running it. So, and this is going to be similar to the other videos that I've made and how this all gets set up. And typically, you're going to be sending a lot of positions. You're going to be sending a lot of other types of data through these RPCs and CMDs. They're a lot like all the other videos. So it's a lot of repetition until you finally understand how easy this stuff really is. So we're going to do screen to world point. And then I'm going to do main camera. Okay, and in my script, I have to round it to a vector 2 to send it through the RPC master. Okay, and then we want to take this, only if these two are true. I want to create a list, because if you recall from the other videos, I do everything through arrays. The entire thing is a set of arrays. Every one of these is an array. And then I can send one record or hundreds or thousands of records if I want to. It just makes it flexible. One node for everything. I don't like to have a million different nodes. It's just not fun when you do that. It's better to have something simple and that you can work with easily, instead of just this nightmare where you've got 20 different types of nodes going around doing different things. So this is going to be server change tile. Okay, so now I'm going to get a string, and what I'm going to do is I have this tile here. So let's find one that's this one right here. Let's change it to a red tile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the name along with this. This is going to be the tile that I'll be changing to. So there we go. So now what do I have so far is when I click on any one of these tiles, it's going to get the position, it's going to send the position and the new name of the tile along with it. Okay, so all these tiles are in a resources folder, and we're going to load those on the other side on the clients. So here, now we have to think about one thing before we go on to the next part, and that is we have to make sure we archive or catalog and record what's been changed. So we're going to do set dictionary item. So we're going to create a dictionary. So we're going to have to create a way to manage what has changed and what it changed to. So here I am just going to do a set dictionary item. So no matter what the dictionary item is changed to, it's just going to overwrite it if it's already existing. You're not adding new records, you're just resetting the values, and if it doesn't exist, it's going to go ahead and add it. So if we want to take this and we want to test this out, let's do save. Go down here and put this in the prefabs. Let me delete this out, and then we're going to add that network manager again. Okay, and then here we have our player prefab. We're going to add this in here. Okay, so we are all set for networked activity. We're going to save that real quick, and we're going to run this, and then once my player pops up, we're going to see how that dictionary works and how it starts cataloging all the changes that I've made. So we're going to come in here. We're going to click, 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 click. Okay, so you can see it starts creating a dictionary of positions and then what the tile is now. So it hasn't changed because we actually haven't sent the record over to the clients to change. We're going to go ahead and do that now. So here we have server change tile. So we're going to custom event. All right, and I have 8 to match my my RPC. So I am looking for the 4th and 5th records. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do first item, and this is the string for what it's going to be. This is the first item, and this is going to be the position. So one thing I didn't do is I need to come in here to my project settings and my type options. I need to add the vector2 int. And this allows you to use the tile maps. So it's important that you add this in here. It's the vector2 int. We're going to regenerate our nodes real quick. Without that, you won't be able to connect the nodes directly to a vector2. It has to be the vector2 int. So it's pretty important that you get that in there. I had a hard time when I first started using Unity about 1.5 years ago. It was a little confusing. I was like, what? How do you connect the damn thing? So anyway, and here we're sending it to everybody. So we are not going to be filtering this in any way. All the players across the network are going to have their tiles changed. So what I want to do is I have this as the position. So I want to round this to a vector2 int. Okay, and then I want to set the map tile position, and then you see we can connect here. Now we can connect this to it, but it's not going to work. It's going to fail because it's the wrong kind of int. So then we need to get the tile map. So you can send the tile map, attach a game object to the or a network object to these to the parent, and then get each one of the children for the one that you want, and then send it through. I usually use like sibling index or something like that, and then I can just get the tile map from here, and then it's automated because you may have 25 different tile maps, and it's important that you get the right one. You're gonna start setting things horribly wrong. So we're gonna find our game object, and this again, this will be a variable or however you want to do it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a resource load. Okay, and this is going to be a tile. Okay, and then I think that's right. I don't actually recall if is it a tile? I don't think it's a tile. I think it's just a sprite. Let's give it a click and see what happens. Nope, there we go. We got it. We are a tile. So what we're going to do is if I click on this, we should now see that over the network, we changed the tile. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to save this make sure it works over the network, and then we're going to do the on-load portion of it. Um, so once a client connects, we need to send that array or the dictionary over to the clients so that they can update their records, and then they will be identical. And then from that point forward, they will use the regular cycle of the server sending and receiving RPCs. So it should make it pretty simple. So I think a lot of people have a lot of trouble with this stuff because it's really daunting at first. But once you get into it, you can see that it doesn't take long. Um, you can start building things rapidly. It's really, really quite fun and easy once you really get the hang of it. So you can create these multiplayer games with all these functions that do different things. And it's a good time for everybody. So let's take a look at here. So we want to run this. We're going to make sure that this worked, that we synced across the network. All right, I'm going to double click on this. I'm going to double click on this. And you remember that only the server can send. So this is the server. So let's click on one over here. Oh, and we did not. Oh, I did not connect. That's why. So let me actually let me restart that because I did not connect and I haven't set it up to automatically sync. And I want to make sure that it looks right when it connects. So we're going to this, and then we're going to click here. Okay, see? All right, we are synced across the network. So I can click, 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 click. So now as anything changes on the server, so you could have a meteor come down, boom, hit a large area, you make this really cool looking death and decay looking thing, and all the players on every client will see those changes. So that's a pretty powerful thing. So let's go back, and what we're going to do now is we want to sync this back up once the player has connected. So we want to make sure that the player is getting the latest and greatest. And to do that, we need to make sure that this dictionary is accessible to all the players. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, we're going to just create a scene variable for the Tilemap dictionary, okay? And we're going to do AOT dictionary. And then this dictionary is going to go right here, and we're going to go ahead and delete this. Now this Tilemap will be accessible to every player as the server connects, as the player connects and it's created on the server, the player will then have access to this dictionary. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this variable and we're going to pretty much do the same thing. So we can just copy paste. Actually, we only need this piece here. We don't really need, let's see, this, and this. And we create this, and then we're going to take this dictionary here, and then we're going to a for each, and this will be a loop, and this is the dictionary, and then the key was the position, the value was the element, and we can do on keyboard, and actually, I want to do a wait for seconds, and then I want to do a point, let's do a half-second wait, and then start. So once the player connects on the server, because you're going to have load times and stuff anyway, you're not going to notice a half second. And then what we're going to do is once this loads, it's going to come through here and it's going to send all these changes to the client that was just connected. Okay, so now we are going to run this and make sure that this works. So we have server tile change. This is going to be the value that we are sending, and down here is just going to run this is what will happen. So it's going to run this on all the clients, and we want to make sure, I think that should be good. Let's go ahead and file save. Let me run this, make a couple changes, and then run it again on the client side, and we'll see what happens. So I haven't rehearsed these or anything. I'm just kind of goofing around, and I'm gonna connect first, and then from here Okay, so we got 5 of them here. Let's come back over here. Let's restart this thing. We're going to reload. We're going to run this again. And let's see what happens. We should see 5 of these pop up after half a second. There we go. Just like that. So now every time a client connects, the client is now grabbing the latest and greatest version of the master server Tilemap, and all players are in sync, because once I continue to click, or the server continues to make changes, it's going to keep adding them to the dictionary after that dictionary was already sent. So everything should be up to date and match identically. So that's all there is to this. Straightforward, fun stuff. Yeah, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you enjoy what you're doing, because man, this stuff really is not that difficult. I think a lot of people get hung up on it. It's really simple. So again, we can go over this real quickly. So what we're doing is we're doing the left click. We're making sure that the server is the owner, because that's me. I'm clicking around. If you were just the server itself doing whatever, then you could just do just is server, and you would want something like this on its own controller. So you'd have its own game object over here doing this stuff on the server, not on a player. For convenience, I'm just going to put it on here. So then we send the position of the position to all the players. We add it to a dictionary so that we can sync to make sure that it's able to be used on load. And then we come down, and then the server, or on all the clients, which includes the server, is set using the positions we've sent and the tile map it's going to, and all we're doing is loading that tile. So super fun, super easy. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below. We're good to go. All right, thank you.